So as an artist, you would like to have an artist message as well, whether that's you creating portrait art where you paint people's favorite pets, and you are helping them have, a great memory of their pets, or whether you are merging um, emotions within your art with futuristic paintings to innovate people's thinking, whatever that could be. I'm just making things up. What is your message? Like, what are you trying to what are you actually doing with your art? And I think that it takes some thought processes, some thinking about what are you actually creating? How do you create? Where do you find your inspiration? What are your other things that you love to communicate through your art? What space are you getting in when you are creating your art? Like, what does it do for you, and what does it do for your buyers? So obviously there might be decorative buyers as well, who buy for decoration purposes. So they might have a different emotional connection than if you are buying as a collector, as an art collector, or so it's really quite something to think about. Like, what are you actually creating, and what are your buyers actually getting from it? One thing that's really important is for there to be a really emotional connection to it. So they love to see your process of how you work, and then what's your thought process behind it, because they can really connect with you as a person. And when you write stuff about your art, then they can really understand and relate to you and your thought processes or your experiences. Hence, talking about your own personal experiences, or your your story, is something really powerful as an artist. So I would encourage you to write more and to share more and about your story, about you, obviously whatever you feel comfortable with. But sometimes you don't have to share such intimate things. Sometimes you can share about what your thought process is in a particular situation, like how you would feel, or how you would think in a situation. You might give a metaphor, or anything else, but that's personal. That's really kind of like having a connection with you, of how you work as a person, how you think. And you might not need to give details, but however, if you do like to give details and share from you, that really helps somebody else. That really helps the people that you're working with, and the more emotional relation that they have with you, the more likely they are to buy as well. The other thing is, your message. Like, if you are going to think about your message, you want to think about what art you're creating, like with what medium, then what kind of whether it's abstract art, surrealist art, if it's realistic, and then kind of what you are doing with it. Is it that you are breaking down certain materials as a metaphor to the breakdown of or understanding of the different facets of the mind? I don't know. It could be as abstract and as simple as you want. You could also say you are creating art as a way to escape let's say as a way to escape the matrix. Or you could, I know an artist who you will know who you are, who creates art through trauma. So using photography and painting and merging that into digital, and really communicating the message of how his personal experience moving through trauma has been, and sort of packs that into his art. So and another artist I know who you know, has been a fan for science fiction stuff, like sci-fi movies, and loves to paint comics, and would you know, create that for people who are sci-fi fans, you know. So you could make commissioned art, or printed art, or you know, anything around those lines, along those lines, or even originals with you know, somebody like an art buyer who is really interested in sci-fi. So it's very very unique to you, but your message is what makes people know, okay, I understand what he's actually creating, what they are creating, and I connect with it, I like it. And it's way deeper than just saying I make art, or you know, I paint portraits. What are you actually doing with it, and what medium are you doing it with? And yeah, it could change and evolve, it doesn't have to stay this way. But yeah, it's just something to think about, thinking about your message as an artist. Thinking about that helps you to understand better what you are actually doing. That way you connect deeper with your own art. And then also thirdly, the point of sharing your story, or sharing that message, or sharing, you know, more of you. That's what I want to leave with you today.